glasses. You can start talking though.
Mark?
I gave her.
Yeah, me. I'm just
Were you in for
Folks, get ready. We're going to get started.
Nice to meet you. Welcome. Yeah. We're going to keep you busy, Drew.
We're going to get started. Hey, Joe. Not bad. Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for coming.
No, this is almost 1 month now.
Jarrell, a new board member.
Yes.
pleasure to meet you. I was like volunteering.
Shahid, do you need help getting into your seat? Do you need help getting into your seat?
No, I just told you. Sure.
So my husband had a torn rotator cuff, but he didn't want to do the surgery.
All right, Mr. Chair. Let's do it.
So heads up, we're going to get this started. All right, so folks, good evening and happy Monday. First things first, for the mothers in the room, I hope you had an excellent Mother's Day.
Yes.
And I hope it was very fun and refreshing. And for people who are Knicks fans, good luck. And so this meeting of Brooklyn Community Board 14 is called to order on Monday, May 13th, 2024 at 7:01 p.m. under the applicable statutes of New York State, the Charter of New York City, the board's bylaws, and Robert's Rules of Order. So the board's policy is to encourage detailed public discussion of matters before the board at our committee meetings and at public hearings. Consequently, except by board members, there will be no public discussion at a regularly monthly meeting of matters about which a public hearing or committee meeting has been held. Specific service delivery requests or complaints should be brought to the attention of the district office staff by calling the board office during regular business hours or by visiting our website anytime. Other matters of civic interest may be brought before the board during our scheduled public comment period, which will begin tonight after all other business on the board's monthly meeting agenda has been concluded. No partisan political appeals or advertising of for-profit enterprises will be heard. Persons wishing to speak during the public comment period were asked to pre-register. And a quick note, before we do roll call, heads up that you will hear some new names. And that is because our new board members are here. And so first things first, if you haven't already, introduce yourselves to them at some point in time. And then second, let's give them a round of applause and welcome the CB14. And so with that one, Secretary, can you please do the roll call?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Wakil Ahmed. Carissa Alfonso.
You can just say you're here.
Gregory Alvarez. Hindi Bendel. Benjamin Bendet. Davina Bolanot. I hope that's how your name is pronounced. Is that how your name? Okay. Bolanot? Thank you. Lorraine Blake Reed. Christopher Brumson. Joanne Brown. Edward Sen. Carl Henry Cesar.
Here.
Florencia Changajita, present. Yvette Claire Jean. Stephen D. Cohen. Elizabeth Dennis. Derek Donald. Sabina Dorville. Joseph Dweck. Hatem El Gamsi. Is it, how do you say your name? Thank you. Jarrell Gray. Suzanne Argett. Lee Harmon. Musa Hassoun. William Attar. Nautica Johnson. Erica Phillips Jones. Shahid Khan.
Yes.
William Lesman. Naomi Lipnick. Donald Loggings. Sasha Maslewski. Melissa Menick. Ephraim Nirenberg. Eric Ost.
Present.
Ornella Parker. Nora Pena. Suzanne Phillip. Zvi. Yeah. Thank you. Barton Frissance. Bazaruhi. Nina Sabgir. Joel Siegel. Gail L. Smith. Tova Zenberg. Tova? No? Abraham Treff. Welcome back. Deborah Valentin. Corazon Valiente. Dawn Marie Walker. Kendall Washington. Glenn Wallen.
That's here. Yes.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Secretary. So first off, I'd like to acknowledge Brooklow Borough President Antonio Reynoso. Thank you for coming and joining us. Would you like to address the room briefly, or? Okay, yeah, go right ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I am Antonio Reynoso. I'm the president of the greatest borough in the city of New York, which is Brooklyn, first and foremost. Want to make sure we start on common ground here. The next thing is I just want to say I'm really excited. I think this meeting is going to be where the new members are going to have their first meeting, or did it happen last meeting? This is it. Okay. Some of them. So to all the new members that are here, congratulations. The swearing in is going to happen sometime after this. We right now are really focused on attendance and making sure people show up first as the most important thing, to make sure we constantly have quorum. But then we also want to make sure that we have like a diversity of voices. We have people that are speaking up on issues that they think are important and that we're getting across the work of the community board. We're doing very important things on the ground in Borough Hall to make sure that we can empower community boards to be exactly what they are, which are unique agencies. Every community board is an agency onto their own that should have the ability and the power to get responses from the city of New York and all of their departments and all of their agencies to respond to the issues that are important to you every single day. Right now, we know that might not happen. The community board might send a request for the DOT related to something, and DOT just wouldn't respond. And it's just in the city charter, it specifically says that they are obligated to respond. And that just doesn't happen. So we're working very hard to make sure we establish new ground rules and that the city of New York abide by those ground rules. We're going to start off by reinterpreting the charter or clarifying the interpretation of the charter to make sure we clarify these things. And later on, we might go on to drastic measures, but ultimately what we want is for the community board to really feel like the city is doing what it's supposed to do, which is listening to you first and foremost. The last two things I wanted to get to, because I want to not take too long on the dais, is term limits. There was a law passed by the city council, which means there will be term limits on community boards. I believe in 2027 or 2028 would be the first round of folks that have been here for longer than 10 years are going to start being replaced or are going to be term limited out. What we're asking, and I sent out a letter to some people, they might have been very concerned about the letter they received. The letter was just simply asking if an opportunity comes to voluntarily step down, to find yourself a replacement, to have a conversation about what succession looks like, to have some level of continuity, that we want to engage in that. But we're tasking all the chairs now with coming up with a plan as to how we're going to be able to move forward with term limits and it not be 40 people leaving at the exact same time. Because you'll lose continuity, you lose institutional knowledge, it'll be a disarray, it'll be a mess if we lose everybody at the exact same time. So let's think about what a nice chain of succession looks like, and maybe right before the year, half the folks leave voluntarily and find people that have the same level of connection to the community that they have, and then the following year, the other half does it, and we don't have a turnaround that's 100%. We have some more people coming in. Welcome, everyone. The next thing is the city of yes. Very controversial. The borough president's office, my office, will be working to inform chairs and give somewhat very as objective as possibly can occur, but to give chairs an opportunity or to present and inform chairs. I want to say education, but inform them of what exactly the city of yes does and what the city of yes doesn't do. We want to do that objectively because rumors are flying faster than the report can come out. So the report still hadn't come out, and we already had people voting no. We have some community boards that voted no before the report came out. And I just think that is not a good thing to do. Even if you're going to disagree with the contents of it, we would prefer that voting happens after. And we're not talking about the official vote, we're talking about on its premise. And we want to stop those type of things from happening, so we're going to be informing the chair to the best of our abilities on exactly what it does and what it doesn't do. And then I believe that the city is going to be speaking to the entire board on exactly what it does. And the most important thing is we don't want folks to vote just yes and just no. Whatever decision you make sure that it has the reasons why you disagree with it or the reasons why you support it. And break it down, because that's going to be very meaningful and helpful to me and to the council members. I want to kind of leave it there because I can be here all day and I don't want to. I don't want to keep from the meeting going on, but Chair, if you would let me, would love to answer any questions that maybe some board members might have.
Sure, we have time, I'd say, for a couple questions.
Okay.
Do folks have any questions for Borough President Reynoso on what he said?
Any questions? I'm sorry, I'm giving that back to you. All right, this is a good board. Or maybe not. Maybe some of the new people I put in are going to start like being a little tougher. When there's an elected official, always ask for something. That's a rule. But I'm fine. I really want to just say I'm really excited for this new folks that are coming in. I hope they bring new energy. Always speak up. This is a board. This is one of the model boards that we have in Brooklyn. It seems a place where people can actually speak to issues. Anything that I can do to be helpful to push issues, please let me know. And I always leave these meetings with a quote from one of the greatest poets that ever roamed the land of the city of New York. His name is Christopher Wallace, or the notorious B.I.G. And what he said was, spread love is the Brooklyn way. And please don't forget that. Thank you so much for having me. Chair, thank you.
Thank you so much for those remarks, BP Reynoso.
Representative Hassan is here, so anyone ever need anything.
Okay, Hassan, thank you as well for being here. And so with that piece, we will go to the minutes. And so did we receive any changes via email and any changes from the floor?
Mr. Chair, we received your edits, and we'll incorporate them. They were mostly some layout errors.
Yeah. That was it, yeah. So I was just being cute, I apologize. And so for the new folks, basically what's going to happen is I'm going to say motion to adopt the minutes. And what this means is the way that the community boards run things, it's something called Robert's Rules of Order. And what happens is someone needs to make a motion and then a board member will second that. And then after that point, that's when we're going to vote on adopting the minutes, and you'll see that the calls will be those in favor, those against, or those who abstain. So that's the procedure that's going to happen. And so do I have a motion to adopt the minutes from the April 2024 General Board meeting? Excellent. Seconded? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay, the motion carries. So now we're on to the district manager's report.
I'm going to try not to use that because I think everybody can hear me, yes? Ephraim? All right. Yeah, it only took me 11 months to forget that. And so for the live stream, here is the mic. My district manager report is that continue to be busy between meetings with the many goings on in our community. You are all going to hear a whole lot more about this a little bit later, and I don't want to steal thunder, but boy, we had a really wonderful nonprofit roundtable last Thursday, and I just so appreciate the time and the effort put forth by the Human Service Committee co-chairs, Chair Carl Henry Cesar, board members who showed up and took extra time out of their busy schedules to be with us. 26 organizations, about half of them new to this event, and it just continues to inspire me that so many amazing organizations do so much amazing work on a daily basis, making this great community ever greater. I love this event. I just love this event. So I'm so pleased that it was so successful this year. And there's so many thanks to go around. I'm just quickly want to thank Sarah and Patricia, who do all the heavy lifting to make sure these events go from ideas to actuality. And then you'll hear more thanks as we go. We had our Borough Service Cabinet meeting last month and got some really good information about how to use census data. Those of you who know me already know I love doing those data dives, so I've got another source that I can use a lot more ably than before. The Flatbush Alliance of Neighbors continues to put together, where'd you go? Continues to put together really good gatherings to get things done, and attended one of their meetings at the King's Theater. Also had a Future of Community Board meeting or two. And one of the things we're working with that, many of you, thank you. Many of you took time to fill out the survey about how you see term limits and the transition that we'll bring upon boards. And so that survey was gathered by Center for Urban Pedagogy, and they're going to continue working on the report in collaboration with the boards. But I was told, because I asked, because I'm nosy like this, that our boards did have I don't know if it was the most, but up there with the most responses. So thank you for taking time out to respond to that. I also have offered to be the subject to a town and gown project. We don't know, it's a Pratt College professors are putting forth a project called Creating an inclusive platform for infrastructure and investment, and Community Board 14 would be the subject of the study. So fingers crossed that gets funded and we can move forward. I think you've heard me talk about Town and Gown too. I love that's a DDC program, and they do really good like intellectual, data-driven, smart work. So we hope that moves forward. And then I just wanted to do a Newkirk Plaza follow-up, because since our big March 25th letter and the follow-up with the walk on Newkirk Plaza with the transit president, Rich Davey, I've been told that it's moved further into the approval system. It isn't approved yet. So those of you who might be here from an elected official's office, especially city council, even the borough president's office might take an interest in this. We are really working hard to get Newkirk Plaza under the auspices of a city agency so it does not continue to be in no man's land. And I'm told that it's moving forward, but I've been told that for a very long time. And I have a sense of urgency. And on that note, I'll turn it back over to the chair. Thank you. I'm going to say one more thing, actually. Sorry. Please continue to check frequently on the website. We are posting meeting reminders, we have events, we have event reminders, we have ways for organizations to upload their own events. So we update that 2, maybe even 3 times a week. It's a wealth of information. Go and take a look at it often. I get a lot of calls that the answers are right there on the website. So I just want to urge you to take advantage of all the good work that goes into that. Now I'll turn it over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, District Manager Campbell, for the report. Yeah, you get applause this time. And so, first thing, good evening, board members. And so, for those who celebrated Beltan, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I apologize, on Ascension Day, I hope you did so well. So, there's a few things that I'm going to go over in this chair's report. So the first thing is, to the new board members, I enthusiastically welcome you. We are excited to have you here and look forward to your partnership, your curiosity, empathy, and engagement. And on the other side of that coin, to our outbound board members, I just want to give you an immense thank you and shout out for your immense service and care and dedication. And so for the new board members, heads up that there will be a new member orientation at the Community Board 14 District Office sometime in June. That info will be forthcoming. The other thing to let people know about in terms of committee appointments, and so since Talisha Sainville, she is one of our outbound board members, and she was a co-chair of the Housing and Land Use Committee. I made an appointment of Joanne Brown as the co-chair of the Housing and Land Use Committee, so she's chairing that alongside Gregory Alvarez. And then also too, when I was appointed as chairperson, that meant that I could also no longer be co-chair of the Youth Services, Education, and Libraries Committee. And so I made an appointment of Ornella Parka as a co-chair of that committee, and she is co-chairing that along with Eric Ost over there. So in terms of the Brooklyn Borough Board report, so that meeting took place on May 7th, 2024. There's some key things to note. So the first thing is that there is a 2024 pre-K through 12 graduation awards nomination period that's still open. And so students can be nominated for the following awards. It can be Merit, Perseverance, and Brooklyn for All. The nomination period closes this Friday, May 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the current timeline is they're saying people should be able to pick up those awards at their respective superintendent's office the week of June 10th. And so in order to reach the form, you go to the Brooklyn Borough Hall website, you click Contact Us, and then there's relevant options under the form that says graduation forms. So that's the first piece. The second piece is, as the borough president had mentioned, the Department of City Planning in regards to the City of Yes Housing Opportunity. And so, excuse me, I urge people to watch the recording that CB14 had on its May 8th Housing and Land Use Committee, because two things happened in that meeting. We had a presentation from the Department of Buildings, and the second part of that meeting was from DCP regarding the City of Yes Housing Opportunity. So I specifically urge you to watch that recording, because on June 11th, we will have a public hearing on that. And so watch that first, and then depending how curious you are, I would then say to watch the May 7th Brooklyn Borough Hall meeting, because DCP presented there. So your first thing, you would get Community Board 14 specific questions. In the Brooklyn Borough Hall one, you would hear some questions that relate to other parts of Brooklyn. And the current timeline that is being shared with folks is that DCP is hoping that community boards share their recommendations by the latest July 8th. And the reason they're doing that timeline is because they're hoping that the City Planning Commission votes on this in September, and that City Council has its final vote in December of 2024. So that is the current timeline for all of this. And the other thing too, to touch upon something that the borough president had said in regarding to terms. So I'm putting a reminder out there that we are having our transition committee meeting on May 30th, and we are having that in person at the CB14 district office. And so that's definitely a plug to come there. It's an important meeting, and so I'm touching on that. The other update I want to give is in regards to SUNY Downstate Brooklyn Hospital. So the update is that SUNY Downstate Brooklyn Hospital will remain open until at least April 1st, 2025. So on Saturday, April 20th, the state legislature passed the $237 billion state budget. Per city and state in New York, quote, end quote, state leaders have reached an agreement to postpone the shuttering of the fiscally struggling medical center for at least a year. The spending plan instead will create a 9-person community advisory board to study and gather input on the next steps for SUNY Downstate. The board, which will include the SUNY chancellor and appointees of the governor and legislative leaders, will need to release a report in 1 year on their findings. So specifically, the forthcoming community advisory board must share its recommendations report for the hospital by April 1st of next year. And state officials are prevented from making any decisions on the hospital until that date. And so as for the money, this is the breakdown. $100 million is to cover SUNY Downstate Brooklyn Hospital's operating costs. There's $300 million earmarked for usage after the advisory board makes its recommendations. And the timeline for creating that 9-person community board, that's still TBD, right? One of the things to remind folks is that SUNY Chancellor John King and appointees of the governor and legislature will be on that 9-person community advisory board in regards to SUNY Downstate Hospital. And that concludes the chair's report. So there's a bunch of officials that I would like to recognize. And so first, Abraham Malachowski from Councilmember Farrah Lewis's office. Thank you very much. And next we have Nancy Lulu from the Kings County DA's office. Next we have Brian Grady from Councilmember Joseph's office. And we have Portia Edwards from Senator Myrie's office. Next, we have Taisha Allen from Assemblymember Michaud Hermelin's office. We have Jacob Gold from Public Advocate Williams's office. And Hassan, nice to see you again, from the Brooklyn Borough President's office. And we have Venus Scantlebury from the Civilian Complaint Review Board. And we also have Izzy Weiss from Councilmember Vernikoff's office. So thank you all for coming.
One is missing.
Which one?
Are we missing someone?
Lisa Derrick.
You mean Portia or?
Yeah, from Rodney Bishop.
Oh, Lisa, okay. Who are we missing?
I think we're okay.
Okay, so I'll get you. And so with that then, we will turn to the topical committees. And so we will go in order. And so first will be Youth Services, Education, and Libraries, followed by Community Environment, Cultural Affairs, and Economic Development. Yeah, we'll do it live.
Yeah, there's no podium. We're gonna get real close over here. Okay. Hi everyone, how you doing? So we did not have a meeting for this past month, and just a heads up for future meetings, if you're looking for that, our next meeting will not be until September, because there are a lot of meetings coming up in June, and we want to, the office is trying to make sure all meetings that are pertinent to like getting ready before we head off to summer happen. So our next meeting will be September, so look out for that.
Yes, for those joining the Youth Services Education Committee. My name's Eric. Also, this is Ornella.
Oh yeah, hi everyone, I'm Ornella Parker, yay.
Good evening, everyone. Just a couple things that we wanted to announce, because we didn't have a meeting, but there are lots of things going on. If people are still looking for a job, youth looking for a job, young people up through age 24, actually even older as well, New York City Parks is still hiring. The seasonal positions they have, camp counselor, sports education, sports experience coach, aquatic specialist, which I think is a fancy way to say lifeguard, maybe. But aquatic specialist looks nice on the resume. You can look up, there's a whole listing of jobs, and most of them just require, some of them require no experience, some just require references, some require a 4-year degree. But I just looked, and there are a lot of jobs available. Jobs at parks, it's nycgovparks.org if you Google jobs at parks. So that's the first one. If people So for those of you who would like to hire youth, they need jobs, and organizations can still have time to become summer youth employment program work sites through DYCD. They extended the deadline through May 17th, Friday, May 17th. So for nonprofits, for-profits organizations to give an opportunity to young people, you can open the doors for youth, and you can also get support from DYCD in that site as well. So if you know an organization or you have an organization, you go to nyc.gov/hire NYC youth. You should do that. And lastly, on the school's website, there is a portal called Parent University. And I know this from District 22. They email our school about it a lot. And there's all kinds of things on Parent University, courses for parents to become advocates. There's stuff about the high school application process. There's learning about IEPs. There was some other things on it. But if you Google Parents University, it's the NY Schools portal. Lots of different little certificates and things for parents to know. And I think that is everything.
Yep. And then just one more plug. Our next meeting will be in September, so we're looking to see you in September. Look out for that date. And then if anything comes up before then, as usual, you can reach out to the district office for anything youth-related, education, or libraries.
Thank you very much, co-chairs. So now we will have Community Environment and Cultural Affairs, followed by Housing and Land Use, and we do have the podium back.
Thanks for the podium. So my name is Melissa Minnick. I'm a co-chair of the Community Environment, Cultural Affairs, and Economic Development with Ed Sen, though I'm missing him tonight. So our committee met on April 18th, and at that meeting, we met online, and we heard from Elizabeth Walsack of the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation about the Let's Green New York City program, which is a program specifically to increase volunteerism in New York City parks. And after that, we heard a report on flooding in CB14 from Paige Kloss, and she's our Fund for the City of New York Planning Fellow. So still doing a lot with flooding in the community district, which is still a pretty big priority, which I think everyone here knows every time it rains. I think similar to our prior committee, we do not have a meeting planned for this month. I think September is going to be the next one for us. But again, anything that you know of that is coming up for the summer, festivals, things like that, please let us know, and we would love to post those on the website. So thanks.
Thank you very much. And so next up is Housing and Land Use, followed by Transportation.
I did, yeah. All right, thank you, everybody. My name is Greg Alvarez. I'm a co-chair of the Housing and Land Use Committee. Yes, as Chair Cesar pointed out, we have a transition. Our previous co-chair was Talisha Sainville, who was with me from the beginning of this committee, so I just want to shout her out once again for all of the work that she put into making this committee what it is today. But of course, we've transitioned, and now we have former chair Joanne Brown joining us as co-chair. So we welcome Joanne to our committee. So we did have a meeting on May 8th. Chair Cesar mentioned it, and there were two topics that certainly were tied together. The first agenda item was Anne Marie Santiago, the Deputy Commissioner for the Office of Enforcement and Neighborhood Services of HPD. She did talk about the process that they go through in terms of code enforcement. It's really tenant-driven, she wanted to point out. If you have any complaints, definitely utilize the 311 system. And then she went through some of the details on how they handle specific violations that they see. So there's a whole process with that, which the most serious ones lead to housing court. And then she also mentioned how the HPD website is critical for a lot of that information. Again, Certainly for the new members, we ask you to take a look at that meeting if you had not joined us for that. And, we look forward to our new committee members moving forward. But I'm going to turn it over to Joanne now to talk about our second point, which is more immediate, I'd say.
Good evening. For our new members, just a little heads up. About 2 years ago, we had a lunch and learn all about housing and land use. You can find that on the YouTube channel. So when you have an hour on your lunch break at work, you can join us for a previous lunch and learn about land use, and then you'll understand all of these words and this word scramble that we tend to get into in housing and land use. The second agenda item was a presentation from the New York City Department of Planning regarding the City of Yes Housing Opportunity Zoning Text Amendment. Thank you to Hanif Yazdi and David Weisglass and the rest of the DCP team for taking us through the ZTA and answering our questions. This is for new members, and just a little reminder for everyone. The City of Yes Housing Opportunity was referred out on Monday, April 29th. Ideally, community boards have 60 days to submit their resolutions. In this case, that would be July 8th. In order to attempt to come to a resolution by the last general meeting of this board before summer hiatus, we have a tentative date for a public hearing on the matter set for June 11th, in person, location to be determined. Please keep up the upcoming public hearing on your radar. Community residents can submit public testimony to the office in a myriad of ways with a deadline to just prior of the public hearing. All testimony sent in advance will be read into the record, and in-person testimony is encouraged. As for the DCP presentation, we paused after every initiative presented to ask questions clarifying possible district impacts. The most questions were around changes to low density, starting with transit-oriented development and the possibilities on those R1, R2 blocks that are on a street greater than 75 feet and not landmarked. Accessory dwelling units spurred a bunch of questions as well. Under district fixes, we clarified that a Board of Standards and Appeals permit will no longer be required in what is currently our special permit district. Single-family home enlargements will be standardized with floor area ratios of 1.0, with changes in rear and side yard allowances citywide. Lastly, we discussed lifting parking mandates for new buildings, and I personally might still be questioning lifting mandates while still allowing parking to be exempt from the total FAR. As always, you can review the entire meeting on the CB14 YouTube channel. So again, keep an eye out for the CB14 June calendar, the confirmation of day, location, and methods in which public testimony on the zoning text amendment can be submitted into the record. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So next up is Transportation Committee, followed by Community Safety.
Hello, everybody. Joel Siegel here, co-chair of Transportation Committee. My co-chair, Musa Hassoun, is away, so he's not here tonight. But we didn't have a meeting within the past month, but we will be having a meeting on June the 4th, a topic that some of you might be concerned about, and that is the DOT is going to make a presentation regarding the intersection at Coney Island Avenue and Cortelyou Road, the infamous, listen to those groans. So tune in.
Be there.
What's that?
They all better be there.
Be there or be square. So that's coming up, and Sean says she's working on another guest. So that's at June 4th. Mark it down. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Transportation. So next up, we have Community Safety, then Human Services.
And the commanding officer and Officer Michael Joseph from Community Affairs walked in just in time. Like, how is that for timing? Commanding Officer Gregory Mackey. You can go first. They're patient.
Okay, well, I think most of mine was going to be on the community council, so maybe he'd rather do it.
Up to you, Mr. Chair. Do you want to invite Inspector? Yeah.
Okay. So apologize for the feedback, but Inspector Mackey, could you come up and make a few words, please?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone had a very nice and safe Mother's Day, especially to the moms in the room. Weather's finally changing for the better. Our crime stats, good news is we're still down 44 crimes for the year, 9% reduction in major felony crime at the 7-0. We are having a little bit of an uptick in the 28-day period. We're up 10%. 17 versus 13 robberies, 16 versus 14 felony assaults. Burglaries are down 7 versus 15. Our grand larcenies are slightly up at 49 versus 47. And our grand larceny autos are up 14 versus 7. So we're seeing the uptick mainly in the property crimes. So with that, I just want to remind everyone in the room, actually before they do that, I just wanted to acknowledge the dais before I jump in. Sean Campbell and Laurencia, and thank you for you're always there. We always see you at all these events. So with the property crimes, I would say half of these property crimes in the 28-day period are attributed to fraud-related type crimes, whether they're credit card account compromises, bank account compromises, cryptocurrency investments that are really fraudulent. Things that we unfortunately can't prevent. They really start with you, your friends, your neighbors, and your relatives. If the deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? Anything I see with these cryptocurrencies in these complaint reports, unfortunately, I've had many of them, but they can be. We've seen people lose tens of thousands of dollars. We had one person lose upwards of $400,000. So with that, any time you are looking to do anything to grow your money, invest your money, we strongly suggest you see a financial advisor first, a trained, skilled, licensed financial advisor first before committing. Don't share your personal account information with anyone. When you're at banking institutions, beware of potential for people around you to possibly obtain your could be your debit card PIN, could be your debit card number. Secure your stuff. I always put my hand over the keypad when I'm putting no matter whether someone's behind me or whether someone's not behind me, I always put my hand over the keypad when I put my PIN in. And credit card skimmers, debit card skimmers, they're out there too. So just words to the wise. The other half of the property crimes that we're seeing, vehicles particularly, some are locked and secured, but others are not locked and secured. I would say it's a half and half for this 28-day period. If you're stopping to get something real quick, even if it's for a couple of minutes, even if it's on a main avenue, and even if we're not supposed to double park our vehicles, but we see this all too often. Person will double park their vehicle in front of their favorite eatery or coffee establishment. They go inside, they get the quick bite, a quick drink. They come out and the car's gone. Car left running, key in the ignition. So that's something that we don't want to see happen to anyone. All right, prevention, ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Leave your stuff secured. Your vehicles, don't leave valuables inside your vehicles. Don't leave money inside your vehicles and inside your glove boxes. Don't leave wallets and credit cards and debit cards inside your vehicles or your consoles. Don't leave wedding dresses in your trunks. We've seen a couple of vehicles broken into, and one of the items removed from the trunk in more than one case was a wedding dress. All right, not the best place to put your stuff in a car that's parked unattended. Burglaries, we're fortunately seeing a drop in those. It all comes back to securing your property. It all comes back to not leaving your premise unlocked, even if it's for a very short time before you go out. Making sure that if you are going away, have a trusted relative or a trusted neighbor watch over the place while you're gone. Mail phishing and mail theft has been a problem for us. It has been a problem for us in the last several months, before tax refund season and now after tax refund season. We've made 2 arrests this year. Same guy, same mailbox, same belt with a mouse trap attached to the end of it. I kid you not. We've conferred with the DA's office on this guy. And the last time we dealt with him, which was a week ago, he had no less than 5 U.S. Treasury checks obtained from the mail. With the mail, direct deposit is your best friend. Whether it's your paycheck, whether it's your tax refund check, e-file, whether it's anything that you can have anything that you have, you know is money coming to you that you can have direct deposited into your account, that is your best friend. Do not put money orders in the mail. Do not put money orders in the mail. Do not put money orders in the mail. They just, that is the #1 item that I've seen behind Treasury checks that has been disappeared out of the mail. Lots of times we see these money orders being used to pay rent. Everybody has busy schedules. They have very little time, free time to, do what they got to do. But this is one way that we're seeing funds being lost in the mails through, it's almost always rent money. It's with the money orders. With that, one more thing, the street robberies, they are ticking up. We do see a little mix in there of domestic violence related crime, which unfortunately people get cabin fever, and now the weather's getting warmer, and when the weather gets warmer, people just, it's human nature, they just start, they do have the potential to get riled up. So with that, just if you know anyone or have anyone you know that is a victim of domestic violence, please call us. Please call our domestic violence officers. We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thank you. I have to take this.
Thank you, Inspector Mackey.
Two other things I want to add, Kenny. Should I just do it?
You want to start first? No, go ahead.
A couple of other points that he had raised in passing at the meeting that I thought were interesting. The first is many retail thefts are by repeat offenders. So it is not your average kid, swiping one thing once out of a Target, because at a previous meeting he'd mentioned that like the Target at the Junction has had huge inventory losses. So it is not random theft. It seems to be organized and systematic. And second, he'd mentioned that a lot of their cases are solved using video. So those of you who are part of community groups, et cetera, if there has been a crime in the vicinity, encourage people to offer forth any videos they may have, because evidently it's a great solving tool. One other thing I picked up today is the Office of General Services of the state released a report on New York's legal weed program, which we have discussed ad infinitum. I just want to read the first paragraph. The report detailed several problems at the State Office of Cannabis Management, including constantly shifting licensing rules, poor transparency, absence of enforcement mechanisms, all of which have stalled the legal market and allowed illicit storefronts to flourish. Sounds like a letter we wrote.
Good evening, everyone. Hindi Benzel. So first of all, we want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, whoever celebrated, and also Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut for those who celebrate. I just wanted to let everyone know that Wednesday, May 22nd at 6:30, we're having our Community Safety Committee meeting. And due to the uptick in fires lately, we're going to have the FDNY present on fire safety education. We're also going to have a presentation on Brooklyn human trafficking by the District Attorney's Office. And we're going to have a presentation on programs and services for justice-involved youth. There's going to be a council meeting on the 29th at 7 p.m. I just wanted to verify with the inspector where the meeting would be. Inspector?
It'll be at 175 Lawrence Avenue.
At 175 Lawrence Avenue. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you'll attend our meeting. It's really important. Thanks. Have a great day. Night.
Thank you so much, Inspector Mackey and Community Safety. And so next up, Human Services Committee, please.
Want a drum roll?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Florencia Changajita, and my co-chair is Yvette Clerjean. And we want to thank everyone who attended especially our new board members that attended the roundtable. It was well attended. Sean already gave a report, but we had like 26 new companies, right, Sean?
26 altogether.
Altogether. And it was well attended. We thought the weather was going to not, but it turned out to be very well. And we want to thank Mr. Wayne Rosenfeld and this establishment for hosting the roundtable, as well as, our other CB14 events. So I want to thank you.
And just want to add welcome to all of our new board members, and we look forward to working with you and having you join us at our next meeting, which will likely be in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Human Services Committee. So also continuing the trend, quick shout out to Wayne Rosenfeld and the East Midwood Jewish Center for hosting our meeting. And also shout out to Mark Moss for live streaming the meeting as well. And so this brings us to our public comment period, and board members are expected to remain for the public comment period. Speakers can sign up for time with Patricia Olander at the back of the room up until the beginning of the public comment period. Matters of civic interest and announcements of public events are invited. No partisan political appeals or advertising of for-profit enterprises are permitted. Each speaker will be permitted to speak for up to 3 minutes and may not receive additional time from another speaker. Speakers are directed to address the assembly from the front of the room, so the podium right there. And at the conclusion of the 3-minute period, each speaker must return to their seat. The board has an obligation to conduct its business in an orderly manner. And as that being said, any person preventing the meeting from continuing may be asked to leave. So accordingly, speaking time will be assigned first to speakers from different groups, then to speakers addressing different issues, and finally, time permitting, to additional speakers on an issue from a single group. So it is 7:52 p.m. The first speaker is Emma, am I pronouncing your last name right? Mamula? Okay, great. Elma Mamula from the Brooklyn Public Library, followed by Tamisha Prentice.
Hi, everyone. My name's Emma Mamula. I'm from BPL, specifically the Kensington branch. Not going to cover budget cuts because, everyone knows they're a thing, they happen, but you still have time to add your voice in support of libraries at investinlibraries.org. BPL has expanded ESOL classes, no registration and drop-in classes, which has been supported by Moya. Visit our website to see all the offerings, which include conversation groups and English classes that come with job certifications. May is Older Adults Month, and so BPL is celebrating with an Older Americans Month celebration fair at Central Library on May 17th, starting at 10 a.m. It's free. There's demonstrations, music, dance, artists, vendors, snacks, giveaways, and more. Don't know what the and more is, but you got to go to find out. And we also offer books, audiobooks, and videos by mail for people who are homebound or who have visual disabilities. And then just some updates at the Kensington branch is we have a STEM workshop series every Tuesday lasting until June 4th for 8 to 12-year-olds, and it covers a different topic every week. We have weekly story time at 11 a.m., and we just started monthly bedtime stories that are the first Thursday of the month. So that's all. I have flyers with the specific children's programs for May and June if anyone would like them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma. So next up, we have Demisha Prentice, followed by Portia Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caroline Pierce. I'm here today from DaVita Dialysis, which is a large dialysis services provider across the country serving patients with end-stage renal disease. And I'm here today to share that we are in the process of closing 2 centers in this area of Brooklyn. One is Mapleton Dialysis, which is actually has never been opened, so we are just not proceeding with opening it. And the other is Midwood Dialysis, which serves members of the community. And so wanted to bring that information here today. We have informed all of the patients and are working closely with everyone to ensure that they have multiple options to choose from for their go-forward treatment plans, partnering with our social workers and their attending nephrologist to help them find the right path forward for their treatment. Obviously, not an ideal situation, not the position that we want to be in, and we also wanted to make sure that we were sharing this update with the community, and we are working very closely with every single patient to ensure that they have many options for treatment going forward and are able to make the decision that's right for them. We're aiming to close the clinic no later than August 5th, and happy to take any questions after the meeting. We will be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that update. And yes, there may be some folks to ask you questions too. So yeah, I don't like the feedback. So next up we have Portia Edwards, followed by Candace Lee Jean-Louis and Vanessa Juliette Mathieu.
Good evening. My name is Portia Edwards. I'm the District Director for State Senator Zelma Murray's office. It's great to be with you this evening. I'm going to be very quick. I just came to give just some updates from the office. As you heard, SUNY Downstate will be saved for another year going forward so far, so congratulations to the community for helping make that happen. A couple of events that we have coming up this Saturday on May 18th. We're doing an immigration resource fair, immigrant resource fair. This is a flyer. It's in the back. On the Spanish flyer, it says you need to have ID, but you don't. So just please ignore that. There's going to be fresh produce bags, free hot meal giveaway. So if you know anyone who's in the need, any immigrants or migrants that are in the need of services, please come out. It's going to be at SUNY Downstate. On May 18th from noon to 5 p.m. So if you have any questions, you can also reach out to me. The office is open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. by appointment, so please feel free to call the office if you guys have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any issues that fall in the state jurisdiction, please let us know and we will be happy to assist. And on Wednesdays, the last Wednesday of every month, we have our extended office hours, which goes until 8 p.m. So from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Every last Wednesday of the month. And on Wednesdays, we also have CUF in our office, Churches United for Fair Housing. They are helping people apply for Housing Connect. We've been pretty successful with the applicants in our office. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the young lady who's there. She's really, really good. But we've been pretty successful, and so we want to make sure that you know that that opportunity is also available. The office number is 718-502. That's not true. That's my cell phone number. Wow. Sorry. The office number is 718-284-4700. I get it mixed up all the time.
That is it. That's the office number.
That is the office number, 284-4700. And my email address is P like Portia Edwards at nysenate.gov. If you need me, I'm around. I'll be around until the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Portia. So next up, we have Candace Lee Jean-Louis and Vanessa Juliette Mathieu from the YMCA English program. And also, I see we have a bunch of students here tonight as well. So thank you very much for being here.
Good evening, board members. I am Candace Lee Jean-Louis. We are members of the Advanced ESL class at the Flatbush YMCA at 1401 Flatbush. Our classmates are from Haiti, Mexico, Senegal, and Sudan. We feel fortunate to be living now in New York City and in the Brooklyn in Community Board 14 area. Besides English, we've been studying United States, national, and local government. We are learning about participating in civic life in our new community. We've learned that community boards in New York City work to solve many local problems. Here are some that we've noticed. Pets in our housing, which is mice and bedbugs, are very harmful, difficult to remove and cause many diseases such as leptospirosis. Street lights not working. It can affect the traffic because light is very important in traffic. Traffic without lights is dangerous, very dangerous for cars and also pedestrians. It can cause accidents. We need more lights. Drivers not obeying traffic lights. Sometimes people are irresponsible. They want traffic lights and can hurt you. Safety and cleaning in the subways. Some homeless people have mental illness problems and may push you. You can catch lots of bacteria because the subways need maintenance. And we need more police because at night it's very scary.
I'm Vanessa. I'm gonna continue with this point. Mrs. Garbage collection. A lot of bad things happen when garbage is not picked up. Rat on the street, bad smells, and insects that cause various illnesses. Cigarette smoking. In many public places, you see a lot of cigarette smokers. This is a bad health problem because secondary smoke can be dangerous for other people. Education and work is very important for me. There are a lot of immigrants in Flatbush, and there is not enough school for them. School fees are very high. We need more ESL classes and other types of education. We need more jobs. We all need to think about these issues. Parking problems is the last point. They cause traffic jams, traffic tickets, and accidents. The solution is to build more public parking. Thank you for giving our class the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you both so much for taking the time and the courage to speak and share your thoughts with us. So I apologize for the feedback. And so, bienvenue et bienvenidos. And some of the things that you mentioned, we are a community board, and so some of the issues you mentioned, the engagement that you're learning, this is where you can contact the office, right? And then, so you can contact the office, and then we can then talk with you about the things that are either happening about that or the things that aren't happening and the people and to talk to get things done. So thank you very much for coming up here and sharing this, and we hope to see you again.
Let's continue the conversation.
And so next up, I believe, am I saying this right, Tyrone McDonald? Okay, so we have Tyrone McDonald followed by Nancy Lulu.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Hope you're doing well today. It's great seeing you. My name is Tyrone McDonald, and I'm with Neighborhood Housing Services of Brooklyn, a not-for-profit organization that assists tenants, homeowners, and also first-time home buyers. We are happy to announce that on Saturday, June 1st, we'll host our annual Housing Resource Fair at Brooklyn College. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I do have flyers in the back. However, if I did not bring enough, I'll have this sole one here where you can actually scan it on your phone or take a picture of it. But we'll have workshops, our first-time home buying workshop. We're going to have a workshop on Housing Connect the lotteries. We're going to have another workshop on estate planning. We're going to have workshops for homeowners regarding reducing household expenses, repairs. We will also have exhibits with city agencies addressing whether you're a tenant, homeowner, and also first-time home buyer. So that's, once again, it's going to be on Saturday, June the 1st at 10 a.m. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, actually, we're just devoting everything towards the fair, that we actually discontinue all of our workshops and everything. So if you have any questions, I will be here, and our telephone number is 718-469-4679. That's 718-469-4679, and our web address, which is universally known as nhsbrooklyn.org, nhsbrooklyn.org. Thank you, and look forward to speaking with you.
Tyrone, thank you very much. And so next up, we have Nancy Lulu.
Good evening, everyone. Nancy Lulu from the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. I bring greetings on behalf of DA Gonzalez to everyone. I just wanted to share, to be aware of cryptocurrency scams, Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez last month announced that the virtual currency unit successfully disrupted a pig butchering operation that defrauded residents of Brooklyn and the entire country out of billions of dollars. 20 web domains seized after Brooklyn victims reported over $5 million in losses. Scammers gain victims' trust and convince them to make fake cryptocurrency investments. Pig butchering refers to the practice of striking an online conversation with unsuspected people through a random text message, a dating site match, or by adding them on WhatsApp or another online group, gaining their trust and then steering them towards investing in cryptocurrency through a website and an app that are in reality bogus. The investments show tremendous returns, but then when the victim tries to withdraw substantial sums, they are blocked from the account and they lose their entire investment. Pig butchering is a growing type of scam. Our office's strategy is to disrupt these schemes by seizing and shutting down online infrastructure and to educate the public about ways to avoid becoming a victim. I did bring in some flyers with tips on how to try to avoid those scams. So I urge everyone to be very careful if someone that you haven't met in person and offers you a very lucrative investment opportunity in cryptocurrency. So if you believe that you're a victim or know someone that's been a victim, to call our office at 718-250-2340. I also wanted to share with you that last week, April 26th, we held our prescription take back event, and this is our second annual event. We were able to collect 110 pounds of unused, unwanted medications. So thank you to everyone that participated in the event. Thank you to the NYPD for their continued support and partnership. And I would like to conclude with thanking CB14 and welcoming new board members to CB14. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nancy. So next up, we have Abraham Malachowski, then Brian Grady.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abraham. I am representing Councilmember Farrah Lewis. I would like to start by beginning by welcoming all the new board members. We look forward to working closely with you in the future. I would also like to begin by wishing all those who celebrated Passover that it was a meaningful and restful holiday. As May begins, we also recognize Asian American and Pacific Islander History Month. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's take this opportunity to raise awareness about the importance of all of our mental health well-being. I would also like to wish the community a happy Mother's Day on behalf of the council member and take a moment to recognize and thank all the mothers of District 45 for their love, sacrifice, and dedication to their families as well as the community. We would like to express our appreciation to the Sheriff's Office for their cooperation in addressing illegal activities, particularly the recent operation targeting illegal weed stores in the district. We have begun raids in District 45, and we will continue working with the Sheriff's Office to ensure a safer community. I'd like to highlight recent NYCHA and HRA hearings in the City Council, where the council member grilled the agencies and emphasized the importance of addressing housing and human resources issues in our community. Besides for NYCHA and HRA, the council member attended other executive budget hearings and is fighting for restoration of cuts to our vital services, including police and public safety, road repair and street safety, and health disparities and access to resources in central Brooklyn. The council member chaired a hearing on sexual harassment in April, as the city is dealing with an uptick of sexual harassment and other random street crimes. It's important to examine these issues and ensure that our city agencies are doing everything in their power to curb these disturbing trends. This Thursday will be the annual Haitian Flag Day at Brooklyn Children's Museum at 145 Brooklyn Avenue. Along with other members of the Haitian delegation, the council member is hosting this, and it will start at 6:30 p.m. On May 28th, we will be distributing menstrual hygiene products at Flatbush Junction from 4 to 6 p.m. as part of our Menstrual Justice Initiative. Lastly, everybody should mark their calendars for June 1st, when we will host a Safe Summer Anti-Gun Violence Youth Rally at Flatbush Junction from 4 p.m. Let's come together to support our youth and promote a safe summer for everyone. As always, our office is located at 1434 Flatbush Avenue. We are open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Throughout the summer, we will be having summer Fridays, so our office will be closing at 12, but we will be open 9 to 6 instead every single day. Our office houses immigration services, housing services, and assistance with any other city-related issues that you may have. You may reach us by our office number at 718-629-2900. And I'll be hanging around afterwards in case anybody has any questions. I'd like to wish all those who are celebrating a happy Lag BaOmer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abraham. So next up.
This coming weekend, Lag BaOmer? Okay.
Before the next meeting, so I was like...
No, fair enough.
Gotcha. So yeah, next up we have Brian Grady, followed by Jacob Gold.
Hi, good evening. I'm Brian Grady. I'm the Director of Constituent Services for Councilmember Rita Joseph. Just want to start by welcoming all the new community board members and just extending a thank you to the outgoing board members, and thank you for all your hard work and service. Just a few announcements for the calendar. So I have to say I've done a couple of these. This has been a really excellent thing that we're doing out at Winthrop Playground at Winthrop Street and Rogers Avenue. This is moving meditation exercises and Tai Chi every Friday through May 31st. Those are at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a really lovely way to start your day. So if you're in the northern part of CB14, it's easy to get to. Come on out and join us for that. As Avram mentioned, we are co-hosting the Haitian Flag Day celebration. That's going to be Thursday, May 16th at 6:30 at the Brooklyn Children's Museum, along with District Attorney Gonzalez, Borough President Reynoso, and the Brooklyn, the Haitian delegation in the City Council. So yeah, with Morris Heights Health Center, we're going to be co-sponsoring maternal health and wellness workshops. These are going to be, the upcoming ones are May 17th and 24th from 10 to 12 at Morris Heights Health Center at 1095 Flatbush Avenue. And then we have a slew of tenant resources in case anybody needs those things. We have, this was really excellent, the last one that they did in March that Impact Brooklyn held. It's a tenant rights workshop that's going to be held on this Wednesday, the 15th, from 6 to 7:30, and that's over Zoom. So you can get that in the back and just sign up using the QR code. We will have HPD coming to the district, Department of Housing Preservation and Development. So if you have any issues with affordable housing, tenants' rights, housing complaints, financing improvement or repairs, registering your building, remedying a violation, anything else you need to talk to HPD about, those are going to be a really great resource. They're going to be from 10 to 5. The next one is going to be on Tuesday, May 28th, but we're going to have them every month through August. And last but not least, we continue to offer the New York Legal Assistance Group. They come with their legal services van to our district. Next opportunity for that will be Thursday, June 6th from 10 to 3. Those are by appointment. So if you need an appointment with that, feel free to check out the flyer in the back. If you have any other concerns in the community, need any outreach to city agencies, or need any assistance with housing or immigration help, you continue to reach out to us. Our number is 718-287-8762, or you can come by our office at 930 Flatbush Avenue, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. So next up, we have Jacob Gold, and then Stephanie Delia.
Okay, good evening, folks. You're going to have to bear with me because I seem to have lost the talking points, but I have some here. First of all, upcoming, this is an event that's been a signature event of Public Advocate Williams, and that is the State of the People. And that's going to be on May 22nd. I believe there is an Eventbrite for that. And also, happy Haitian Flag Day events. The Public Advocate was out on Flatbush Avenue on Saturday, and I was at the celebration that got held at Hillel Place. It was a lot of fun, so please continue to attend the Haitian Flag Day events, which are always great. Usually there's some great Haitian food somewhere. And you know what? I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Welcome to all the new board members. Thank you so much to the old board members. Joseph Dweck, you and I have been doing this a long time. Yeah. And everyone, have a great night. And let's go Rangers.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. I knew it was wearing the cap for a reason.
I'm going to augment your announcements, if you don't mind. I want to thank the Public Advocate for facilitating a panel after one of the matinees of Grenfell, which took place at St. Anne's, and it was in the words of survivors of the fire of Grenfell in London, just 8 years ago. And where 82 people lost their lives because a building was built in a way that was unsafe. And coming from a community, representing a community that has a very high number of serious housing code violations per 1,000 units, I appreciate the Public Advocate's experience in housing, his advocacy in housing, and hope that we can continue. Oh, look what I did! And hope that we can continue this conversation. But I appreciate him staying in that loop.
Yes, and I just want to thank District Manager Campbell, because she did reach out to me directly, and she was very concerned with the number of violations in the district and wondered how she and the board could play a role on some of these housing crisis issues, and wanting to collaborate with the Public Advocate's office. So we thank Sean, who is tirelessly working for us all. Thank you.
Thank you both. So next up, we have Stephanie Delia, followed by Taisha Allen.
Hi, everyone. I hope you've had a wonderful evening. I am Stephanie Delia. I am the new Executive Director of Little Haiti BK. I really just came to introduce myself. We will be very active in the community. I know my predecessor used to come here. I intend to continue the great work. We do have a few events lined up. One of them, the flyer, is in the back. It is on the 22nd. I'm speaking quickly because I want to make sure that I don't go over on my first, the first time I attend. But one of the ones that I want to push, one of the many events that we're doing, is going to be on the 22nd. It is at at Flatbush Central Market, and we are co-hosting it with the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. It is going to be an event to give information to food-based organizations or businesses about how to get the proper licenses, how to acquire food, how to get grants and funding and all the good stuff. And the course will be taught in Haitian Creole, so it's pretty exciting. They will also get a tour of the market, which has a very low-cost way to make the food and all the types of the products. And we're also going to connect them with the finance department of the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. So if you know any food-based businesses, pretty please send them over. Prior to that, we are launching our Combit cleanup session, Little Haiti Combit cleanup. For those of you who are not Haitian, you may not know what the word Combit means. Combit is an old tradition in Haiti where the farmers used to get together, and at the time of harvest, they would do the work together, they would eat together, they would gossip, and so the idea was to come together to do the work and celebrate the community together. So we want to bring that back to Little Haiti BK. We will be cleaning up the community together. It will end with the performance. And we're going to serve some food, not too much. Please sign up in advance. And we're going to be hosting it at Sweet Sundays, which is a brand new cafe that just opened up on Beverly and Nostrand. We will be starting with the Little Haiti BK train station because that's kind of where it all started, and we're ending up with pastries. So I hope to see some of you there. You will get an invite. We're finalizing the flyer for that. The cleanup session will be weekly, so we'll be recruiting volunteers. It will be volunteer-based, but we will feed you, and you get T-shirts and hats. In addition to that, we do have a few other celebrations. We're planning a big blowout for the Haitian American and family CUNY graduates of Brooklyn. So that event is still in the early stages. It will just be a party. That's it, just a party to celebrate them. And there's something else I cannot announce, but it will be on the 29th. And when I get more information, I'll get it to you. Thank you so much for your time. It's lovely to meet you. I have cards back there. Stephanie Delia, Little Haiti BK. Info@Little Haiti BK is the best way to reach us. And I will leave the phone number there.
Thank you so much. So next up, we have Taisha Allen, followed by Sydney Renwick.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here representing Assembly Member Ronise Bishop-Hermelin's office, and she sends her greetings. Today is actually the day she actually walked the stage. So she is official graduate from Brooklyn Law School.
Good.
We also welcome CB14 new board members. Glad to have you on board and look forward to working with you as well. We're also happy to announce a successful shredding event that the Assembly member hosted this past Saturday. It was great. Well over 200 community residents did attend. And we do these events to help prevent fraud, as fraud is climbing. So, we're helping combat fraud through shredding and safely decluttering homes. This Thursday right here at East Midwood, we will be having our senior spring luncheon. That's Thursday, May 16th, 11 to 3 p.m. Please pick up a flyer in the back. RSVP is required. Seats are still available, so still RSVP. While that's available, we'll be having food, games, and prizes, along with other vendors that will be coming out sharing their resources to the community. Also look forward to an announcement coming in reference to our summer shredding, summer subway office hours that we have in July. We'll be targeting subways out here in the district, and it will be like office hours, but in the summertime outside by the subways. So look forward for that announcement. You can always reach us at our office at 1312 Flatbush Avenue, or even call us with your concerns for an appointment with our constituent services at 718-940-0428. That number again is 718-940-0428. Glad to be here. Have a good rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Taisha. So next up, we have Sydney Renwick, followed by Portia Edwards.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
You're so popular, we're putting you twice.
You're going to bookend it.
You can give another number.
No worries. Good evening, everybody. I am Sydney Renwick, the Chief of Staff for Assemblymember Cunningham, and I'm just here to bring greetings. So, good evening. As you all know, I'm from Assemblymember Cunningham's office. I'm here to just talk about a few of our programs that we're having and that we had. In recognition of Mother's Day, I would like to wish all of the mothers and mom figures a happy Mother's Day. As a precursor to Mother's Day, we had hosted our Women of Distinctions event, honoring women of District 43. We honored women that are in volunteering, healthcare, and a myriad of other things. In addition to that, I would like to make announcements on a few items that we do have that are upcoming. So first, this week, in honor of Mental Health Awareness, we have the Golden Age of Wellness event that's taking place at our office at 249 Empire Boulevard. It's between the intersection of Rogers and Empire from, I think this is supposed to be from 7 to 8. We are also giving away bookmarks. The bookmarks should be in the back. So they look like this, encouraging reading. We know that there's a summer slump, so if any of your kids are looking for things to do, please encourage them to read, as I think that probably the library here has also said. We are also hosting a few events in partnership with the Local Development Corporation of Crown Heights, NILAG, and Access to Justice. We have our weekly event. That the next one is taking place in May 23rd, and you can see a flyer in the back. In addition, we are partnering with the Local Development Corporation of Crown Heights to do a shredding event that's happening this Saturday, May 18th from 11 to 2. Please take a flyer in the back. And then, of course, to encourage digital literacy in our seniors and for our seniors, we have 2 different sets of workshops. One set that's going to be happening weekly starting last week on May 7th, and they are from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can find the classes. They're taking place at Kings County Senior Residence at 600 Albany Avenue. That's this one. I'll go fast, there's only one more. And then the other ones are taking place at 1055 St. John's Place. Those are taking place on Thursdays. They started last week on May 9th. You can also find those in the back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So next up, we have Portia Edwards, the sequel, followed by Venus Scantlebury.
I just wanted to, I forgot something really important about the Immigration Resource Fair. There will be translation services there. A lot of the times at these events, we don't have that. So there will be translation services there in Spanish, French, Arabic, and I believe Russian. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. And we have Venus.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the board for letting me speak last minute. My name is Venus Scantlebury. I'm currently the Brooklyn Outreach Coordinator for the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. Essentially, we are a city agency that independently investigates, mediates, and administratively prosecute allegations of police misconduct. Our jurisdiction is excessive force, abuse of authority, discourtesy, and offensive language, and we also investigate racial profiling and sexual misconduct. Just have a couple of announcements. So back in March, our board, our chair and our executive director testified to City Council on our budgetary needs. We asked for an additional $15 million increase. This will allow the agency to fulfill all hiring vacancies to ensure that we can investigate and close cases efficiently. As of right now, some of our jurisdiction has been relinquished back to the NYPD, such as refusal to provide name and show number, or threat to no action, or discourtesy. So our hope is that once the budget is restored, those allegations can go back to our jurisdiction. Lastly, I am Brooklyn Outreach, so all Know Your Rights workshops, tabling events will come through me. I actually had the pleasure of doing a Know Your Rights workshop today at the YMCA in Flatbush with Ms. Patrice and her class. They were amazing, and I had a great time. So if there's any other ways that I can be a part of the Flatbush community, that would be great. I also went to the youth conference that the board did a phenomenal job as always. So thank you for always including the CCRB. And my email and my number, well, I'll start with my number first, 917-742-4098. And my email, just bear with me, is very long, VSCANTLEBURY@ccrb.nyc.gov. I'll leave some over there. Thank you to the board, and good evening.
Thank you very much. And so this concludes the public comment period. It is 8:29 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn? All right, so moved. Good night, folks.
Alrighty.
All right, that was fun.